Hey guys, Chris Honeycutt here with some more Thursday Thoughts. On this week's episode, we're talking about the inside-out approach. Recently, Pixar put out a new movie, Inside Out 2. It's a sequel to one of my family's favorite movies, Inside Out. The premise of this movie is that it's looking at all the different emotions inside someone's head, and they have cute little characteristics and mannerisms. It gives us a clear idea of why we react the way we react and all the different stages of development in someone's life. The inside out approach is also something that we take into consideration at Realm Solutions. Realm is our coaching group, and this is where we help businesses, churches, entrepreneurs develop messaging. That means marketing, but also it has to have some cohesiveness. There's some connective tissue there, that you're not just putting together a website just to have a website, but it's being authentic in what it's communicating. It's being honest in its expectations. Do everything with excellence from the very start, rather than trying to piecemeal it and throw darts with a blindfold. So what is the inside-out approach? We kind of tell our clients, you don't market a bad product, and you don't draw people into your mess. You work from the inside out. There's many times we want to rush the process. There's many times we want to go ahead and put whatever we're doing out there for mass consumption. Sometimes it's to feed our ego. Sometimes it's out of desperation because we need money. But the problem is you may not be ready. What you have put together is not fit for mass consumption. It's not fit for the public eye. If you think that you can do everything in the world and offer it to everybody, you're going to be mistaken. When I was growing up, we would go to a lot of Greek-owned diners, and they would have these 10-page menus. They did everything. But the thing is, not everything was good. And so my uncle would guide me and my dad whenever we would visit him in the Charlotte area, and he would tell us what really we need to get. So my uncle would steer us through this menu, telling me and my dad, you know what, maybe get the cheeseburger or the grilled chicken, don't get the pierogies. For a restaurant, you need to simplify your menu. You also need to test it with some folks that say, you know what, this is a great menu item. This is something that's tasty, and it's something that you can keep stored fresh rather than frozen. So when you have a 10-page menu, you're keeping a lot of items in stock in a freezer. And so the quality of the food, the product that is on the table that you're putting in front of customers is not going to be as good as other products that might be fresh. So maybe an idea would be to have a fresh menu, and it's a limited menu. Instead of 10 pages, make it 2 pages. So that goes back to what's happening up here. Who are you trying to be? For the restaurant, are you just trying to be a diner and serving some good food and serving a few things that you do well, bacon and eggs, cheeseburgers, that sort of thing? Think Waffle House here. Waffle House has a pretty limited menu, but they do it well. Are you being true to yourself? Can you simplify this menu? Can you make things a little bit more fresh? Is this for everybody, or is this for a certain group of people? All these questions are coaching questions. And this is what my group can help maybe your business or your organization with. These are questions that come from the inside out. This is where you know what you want to do. Most people, they already have the answer, but they lack the courage. And so the right question will bring out the right answers. What are your goals for next quarter? Who do you want to attract? Who's your target demographic? A lot of times we're not asking these questions of ourselves. Business owners are very busy people. They're consumed with bills, staffing, and other concerns, so we don't think about the bigger picture. This is why you need a coach. This is why our group at Realm Solutions is able to help you and your business answer these questions and find better results, that you can market your business in a little bit more effective way. Some of the questions we ask early on in the process is, what is the need and where is the opportunity? A lot of times as business owners and entrepreneurs, we're answering questions that nobody asked. We're answering questions that aren't really important, that we have these great ideas, but they're really not doing anything to solve a problem or fill a need. We need to identify something that's viable. Sometimes ideas need to stay ideas. If you have someone else in the room with you, and it's not to tear you down, and it's not to critique you, it's just to provide honest feedback. And maybe you can tailor that idea, that vision, to something more viable. Another question we ask is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to fill this need? What are you going to offer? How do you stand out from the crowd? There might be a lot of competition out there. Another thing is this measurable? Put it on paper, your sales, for example. This item sold more than this item, so on and so forth. So everything that we're talking about here has to be in some organized fashion, that you're putting it down on paper. You're tracking it in a spreadsheet. It can't just be in your head, because we get busy and things leave us. It's like in our brains, we only have room for so much information, and stuff that we should have at the front of our head goes to the back. Another question we ask in our process is this a business or is this a job? A lot of business owners have a great idea, they have a great business, but is it expandable? Can they take it to a macro level? We're talking about multiplication, not just addition and subtraction. Because of our lack of intuition and ingenuity and attentiveness, we don't think about the things like, is this not only viable, is it expandable? Can I franchise this model? What most business owners do is they've created for themselves a job that they work to the day they die, instead of a business that they hand off to other people that they've trained up. I see this all the time in business brokerage. That is, when a small business is trying to sell their business so they can retire, or they can move, or they can move on. A lot of times these are mom and pop operations. They haven't laid the foundation for expansion. Have I created for myself a job, or have I created for myself a business? And so if it is a business, you're putting into place some things that are expandable, and you're training new people. You're not just training a manager, you're training a whole new business owner, or maybe someone that will take over for you someday. There's a wonderful deli here in the Myrtle Beach area, and it's an older couple, and they've been working this business for over 30 years. And it's great sandwiches, great potato salad, but they are open every single day of the week, and they don't seem to take a lot of breaks, and they don't have any other employees, and they're hard workers, and they do a great job with what they do. But what are they building? Someday they may want to sell the business, but then they would have to try and train the new owner in that immediate sense. And this is where we go back to those coaching questions. Things like, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Usually the most simple answer to this is to make money. We need more than just money. We need purpose. We need fulfillment. We need to see that the work of our hands is something that's fulfilling inside of us. Going back to that inside out approach. Whatever is up here is eventually going to come out there. You need someone to be a soundboard in your life. You need someone that can coach you, that can ask honest questions, and that can help you determine if you're on the right path. If the business model that you have is something that's healthy and viable for the future. That it's not just a job, but it's something you can take with you and hand off to others down the line. I'll have more to say about this next week on Thursday Thoughts, but I want to conclude with this thought from John Maxwell. Be bigger on the inside than you are on the outside. That means that everything that's happening in here and up here needs to be bigger than what's out there. There's a lot of loudmouths out there. There's a lot of people with big egos, and they're putting everything out there rather than letting things develop on the inside first. And that's what I want to encourage you to do today. Before you come out with something, make sure it's well developed. Make sure that it's tested. Make sure that you get some honest feedback first rather than just coming right out with it. Because everybody may not want it. Everybody may not be ready for it. You may not be ready for it either. That's it for Thursday Thoughts. Have a great day.